Hi, I'm ALLEYCVT, and you're here with Neon Owl.
You could be my glitch in the matrix.
Hi, I'm Nikita.
Hey, I'm John.
And I'm ALLEYCVT.
And you're watching Neon Owl. We are here in Austin, Texas for Freaky Deaky, joined by the incredible ALLEYCVT here, who's got a set tomorrow, which we're super, super excited for. Allie, is this your first time in Texas?
Yeah, it's my first time in Texas ever, in any part of it.
And what are your thoughts so far in the few hours you've been here?
It's hot. It's hot. I haven't really even, literally I just hopped in the hotel and then got on the shuttle, so I haven't seen too much of it. But I love the weather.
Yeah, it's definitely it's late October, but it's like
No,
80
I love
degrees.
it. I would rather be somewhere hot. I'm a little desert salamander. I just want to be in the heat, so.
Great. And what do you think of Freaky Deaky so far? I mean, you've had still a little bit of a tour, but
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
It's awesome. It looks so fun. I haven't been inside yet, but I kind of scoped it out from the outside, and it just looks incredible. I'm really excited to play here. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. No, we're super excited to watch your set too.
Thank you.
So let's just dive into it. I mean, your music career has probably spanned years and years and years, but your ALLEYCVT project's only been around for a year or two, right? So, can you give us a little bit of a background for people that might not be so familiar with, how your project started?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a long story. Even the condensed story, it's very long. So I'll try to shorten it as best I can. But I've been doing music for my entire life since I was 9, playing guitar, piano, songwriting, producing, very mediocrely before, you know what I'm saying? But, so it's been my whole life thus far doing music, but over the pandemic, I started dabbling in electronic music. So that was 3 years ago when I started trying to produce electronic music. But yeah, I wish I did it sooner because I've always been in the scene, and it just seemed way too hard and scary to learn because it's just a different ball game.
A lot of our viewers are up and coming producers, people that are just starting out, or people that are kind of curious and want to kind of get into it. But, what kind of prevented you from even trying to attempt it earlier on in your music career? And then what hurdles did you overcome to actually get past that blockage?
Damn, I mean, what prevented me from doing it earlier was just because I was producing hip hop and pop beats, R&B beats before. And I just think the difference is there's so much sound design involved in electronic music. And that is just a whole different thing that it was so intimidating for me, very, very intimidating. But I think hurdle wise, it's just making sure that you don't feel you're going to feel defeated sometimes, but you don't let it consume you, and you kind of just take the L's and keep going. Because what I always say is if you're not failing, you're not moving forward. You have to kind of fall a little bit and get up. So fail forward, I guess. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, and actually curious, were there any moments that you felt you've overcome some of those hurdles specifically? Was there anything that you initially really struggled on, but you said maybe is now one of your strengths when it comes to anything from sound design to songwriting to even just composing music?
Honestly, so I feel the songwriting part comes pretty naturally to me just because I've always been I was working as a songwriter before the pandemic and all that. But the hardest thing, and hands down for me, it literally sent me into many spirals, so tough, was mixing a track and getting the mix down correctly, or getting the mix down right, getting the master right. I struggled with that so hard. I'm still really heavily learning it and making sure that I'm doing it right, but it's just lots of stuff involved that I didn't understand before. And yeah, but I feel I finally kind of gotten it down to where it's playable. You know what I mean? That was hard though. Very hard.
I mean, John and I are both producers, so oftentimes people just send it out to get mix and master. So it's absolutely incredible that you kind of said, hey, I want to learn how to do this, and I want to figure it out, and it actually sounds unbelievable. So it clearly worked out.
Thank you. I mean, my issue with it is because I'm just such a perfectionist, and I feel if other people mix it, I'm even if it sounds better, I'm no, I want it to feel like this. And I just don't you know what I mean? I just feel so bad for whoever is mixing my music because I'd be just annoying.
It's over the shoulder.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome because no one knows your music better than yourself.
Exactly,
so that's incredible.
Right.
So it's funny. So obviously, I think a lot of people probably have found your artist project through TikTok, right? I remember, scrolling through and being oh, who's this person? what if I put this and I added this and I went brr and I went zzz, and you know, like it's fun because like you see these videos, and I think to everybody else, everyone thinks like, oh, you know, production looks kind of easy because like, you know, you kind of put these things together and it all sounds great, but we all know that it's a super difficult thing to do. You're sitting there listening to 15 different snares going up and down.
Yeah, it takes so much longer than it.
So what advice would you have to producers who are like, I don't know if I'm going to release my music, or I don't know if this song is right, or, you know, what kind of got you over that hurdle of actually releasing the music in the first place?
Honestly, that's where TikTok comes into play super heavy, because I sat on my music for years because I didn't think it was good enough. I was like, I know the mix doesn't sound good. I don't know what to do to make it sound better, so I'm just not going to release it. And my friends literally had to bully me. They were like, you need to release this, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I ended up posting a TikTok of Electric Shock, which is like one of my first songs in the electronic world that I ever released. And it kind of got some traction. And so I was like, oh, well, damn, like I have to release it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's ready or not, because it'll never be ready. Right. And I'm like, okay, well, if other people like it, like more people might like it. So I kind of forced myself to put it out. So my advice would be, it doesn't matter if you think it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to feel like the song is completely done ever. Like, please just put it out and stop self-sabotaging yourself, because just do it.
Could definitely relate to that one.
Same. I think one thing I really admire about your work specifically is how you take a lot of elements of like pop songwriting. The vocals are all really catchy, like the composition, and all that sticks in your head. And then when like, you know, the drop comes, it's like very AC, very wubby. It sounds really cool. So I guess like how much of that came from maybe like your previous experiences with like songwriting, like working in pop, hip hop? Like, do you see yourself as someone trying to like bridge different genres? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Like and I love all genres of music, so it's really, really hard. That's what I love about electronic music, is I feel like you can bring all of those elements together and make your own thing, and it can still be in the category of like bass music and electronic music, but it doesn't have to be so boxed in. So yeah, I mean, I think I definitely want to bridge that gap. And I do think that songwriting previously and working as a songwriter for other people really, really helped with just building the arsenal of songwriting. So it's muscle memory at the end of the day.
Right.
So, yeah.
So true. Well, let's talk about something that's probably really prevalent in your life right now, your tour, right? So you're kind of towards the end of your tour here. A few more stops left in November. First of all, how awesome has it been?
So amazing, man. I mean, it's just been the most magical, incredible experience. I mean, it's something that I always dreamed of doing ever since I was a little kid. And now that it's happening, I'm like, oh my God, like what? Like, wait, who are all these people here for? Like, I'm confused. What's happening? Like, it just feels very surreal. The imposter syndrome's definitely kind of hitting here and there sometimes, because it's really, everything just happened so fast to me. Like, you know,
Okay, I can imagine.
not fast, but fast. You know what I mean?
Have any of the people come up like showing you ALLEYCVT tattoos yet? Like, has that's already happened?
Yeah, a few of them. And I was like, there's this kid at my second biggest show. He was like, sign my name, like, I'm gonna get tattooed. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, please, are you drunk? Like, are you sure? And then he was like, I signed it. And he's like, no, that's too small. Sign it bigger. And I'm like, sir, I cannot do this, like, bigger. Like, he was like, I was like, please, just wake up tomorrow, reevaluate it. Like, don't do it tonight.
Right.
Like,
So did he do it?
I don't
You don't
know.
know? Oh,
I don't
man.
know.
That would make quite a
Track
TikTok,
him
I think.
down.
That's incredible. But now you have just a few stops left. You know, what do you kind of want to, you know, tell your fans? Like, you know, what's next in the ALLEYCVT project?
Oh man, I mean, honestly, next year, first of all, I want to tell my fans, I absolutely adore you so much, and I love you, and you guys are the reason I get to do any of this stuff, and the reason why I get to live out my dreams. So I appreciate you guys so much. But next year, I'm really, really buckling down and focusing on just making music. I really just want to get better. I know I have a lot of work to do, and, you know, I compare myself a lot to my peers in this space, and I just know I got a lot of work to do. So next year is all about making music, coming up with new stuff. An EP is, you know, that kind of stuff. So
Cool. Kind of on that note, I'm really glad you brought that up. I think, you know, as, you know, folks in the music industry, whether you're an artist, whether you're like a DJ, producer, songwriter, I think having mentors, having people who support you go a really long way. So I'm just really curious, are there, any, it doesn't have to be like formal mentors or anything either, just like peers or friends or people you've met along the way that you think have played a really big role?
I mean, yeah, wow. I mean, I would say first and foremost, like my family, my friends, my manager, Brian, has helped me a lot with just like making sure that I don't go crazy, kind of keeping me on the tracks a little bit, like letting me know that things are going to be okay. Like I'm not like, the world's not going to explode, like, and, a lot of my DJ friends along the way, like Zingara, she's just been like such a beautiful soul and such a good friend, so just people who are in the space that get it. It's, nice to be able to talk to them and ask them for advice when I need it.
Yeah, and ALLEYCVT and Cigar just had an incredible release. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out on Spotify. Absolutely awesome song. Had to plug that. So we're Neon Owl, and one of the things that really focus on is philanthropy. That's kind of like the core of who we are for our brand. And that's actually why I joined a few years back. They were telling like, wait, music, philanthropy, giving back. That sounds awesome. So absolutely incredible program. What is a cause that's near and dear to your heart that you would like to get more attention or have our viewers maybe take a look at?
100% saving the planet and anything that has to do with the environment and animals. Like I'm a huge tree hugger. Like I believe in it so heavy because I feel like no other issues in the world can even exist if we don't have a healthy planet to live on, So I think that that's such an important thing, and I think it's a very nuanced and, a lot of moving parts in that issue, but I think that, I really care strongly about it. I love nature. Yeah.
That's awesome. She would get along with Elaine a lot.
Yeah.
Or the founder of Neon Owl, Elaine's huge on animals. That's a lot of our charities that we raise money for is for the wild funds.
Like charitable kind of cause that Neon Owl has supported as animal shelters. So that's been like a really big thing for us.
Thank you guys. I mean, that's really awesome that you guys do that. I respect that a lot. We got to take care of our fellow furry friends and maybe not furry friends.
Scaly friends.
Scaly friends. Exactly.
Fishy
Feathery friends, all sorts of friends.
Absolutely. Well, while we wrap up here, I think, one of the things we want to do is kind of bring awareness to anything going on that you'd like us to bring awareness to in your projects. Is there any songs that they can pre-save? Is there any festivals they could attend? What's something that our Neon Owl community can give back to you?
So I am releasing a song with Deadbeats called Glitch that I'm super excited about, and you can pre-save it right now. So it's coming out November 8th. I'm really excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
November 8th, Glitch.
I'm most excited.
Pre-save right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get that interview out by then. But
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, ALLEYCVT, thank you so much for sitting down with us. This has been absolutely awesome. First interview of the weekend. We're super excited to see your set tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Hopefully you stay warm or cool, depending on how hot it gets here. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
You could be my glitch in the matrix.